Terrence Weiskircher.
My name is Linda Schweiger Lynch.
My name is Stephen Williams.
My name is Wendy Crouch.
My name is David Snyder.
And my name is Jake Washington.
I am Valerie Graham.
Okay, my name is Leroy Alt.
I'm Modesta Alt.
My name is Dennis Johnson.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Mary.
And we have our children,
Luke,
Jacob,
Casey,
and Gracie.
Our family was with St. Bridget's ever since the start of the church, since the days of the tent.
My husband and I and his family all went to St. Bridget's and received all our sacraments.
I started worshiping at the Catholic Church in, I would say, 2000 was when I actually came to the faith.
My husband and I moved to Rockford in 1993 and have now been a parish member for 27 years.
I have been a part of this parish ever since I can remember. I went from kindergarten all through 8th grade, went to school here.
Well, I've been a part of this parish for 21 years, my whole life. I was baptized at this parish. I was confirmed, had my first communion, first confession.
I have been a parishioner since I was born.
I became part of St. Bridget's Parish in 1968.
We came down here seeking a job. St. Bridget's came directly after that.
I was born and raised St. Bridget's. I was baptized by Father Gordon and attended St. Bridget's School and have been a member of this parish all my life.
We love being a part of St. Bridget's. we really do.
Yeah.
I think we found a home, a place, a spiritual home, a church home that has been lacking in our life before 4.5 years ago, for like 10 years.
On August 15th, 1946, my mother, Mrs. Samuel Eunice Anderson, attended the first Mass of St. Bridget Church, which was celebrated in a tent. 3 days later, I was born.
I was told I was going to church, and we went to a tent. And I was sitting in the chair and looking around, saying, "This isn't right. This isn't right." And that was my first memory of St. Bridget's.
My father was born and raised in Loves Park, but he was a Protestant faith, and he attended Harlem High School, and he graduated, I believe, in 1938. He went into the war during this time, and then he also fought over in Japan. He saw all these men praying the rosary, and he didn't know what the rosary was, but he saw how the rosary calmed everybody down and how intense they all became, and so he wanted to learn more about it. So when he came back from the war, he met Father Gordon, and Father Gordon baptized him, brought him into the church, and so my dad was part of the tent and helped Father Gordon out a lot, and they became very, very close, and that was very important to my father.
The winter before we got the campground church, we had Mass in the house that was next door, because it was on the land that St. Bridget's owned. And people would be sitting on the steps and standing and all over the place in the house. And that's where we had Mass in the wintertime. When they started school, Father wanted to start out one grade at a time. And then as each year he added a grade.
I started kindergarten in the lower level of the chapel. We started out with 31 students in that basement, but the most I remember of one of my memories is being taught our prayers if we didn't know them. There were 71 communicants. That's how many kids came to St. Bridget's after kindergarten.
I remember at the old church, the campground church, my brothers Jim and Mike were running up and down the main aisle. Mine was trying to stop them while they were talking to Father Gordon. He says, "No," he says, "Christ loved the little children." And he said, "No."
Father Gordon meant a lot to us, He loved the children at St. Bridget's. We'd have socials like we're going to have to celebrate. He would pass out nickels to all the children. so they could go play some of the games, and they'd be all around him, and it was a wonderful celebration.
I just remember him being so kind and so energetic, always with a smile on his face, always with a smile. Yeah.
Father came to our home to eat. We just shared our family with him.
I remember that we'd invite him to our house for supper occasionally, and he would come over and sit in my mother's rocking chair and sit there and talk with the family and stuff when he was there. And he was a man, just like everybody else. He wasn't a Superman or anything else, but he was a good person.
He'd be there for you, for your mother, for your grandmother, whoever it was. He was, yes, he loved deeply. He didn't always show it, but when you can see the other side of him, plus the pastoral side of him, and being a shepherd, wow, we were just, that's where he was meant to be with us. And yeah, he was a good man. He had a vision. He had a real vision, and he accomplished with God the vision.
I just know that my mom and my dad were amazed at Father Gordon and the amount of land that he was able to purchase here.
He bought up homes, everything, the demolition of the homes that around it and stuff to get the property. I was on the committee, the fundraising committee. We had enough money at the time, when we started the construction, that pledge that pay for it or real close to it. And everybody gave. They opened up their wallets and their hearts and gave, So it was a great experience, Everybody was ecstatic because we were finally getting a new church, because before we were in the gym, there was no air conditioning. It was pretty warm in there. And so the new church was really welcoming for us.
And I remember when Father Gordon got the organ for the church, he wanted the best organ they could afford. And I believe it's in our church right now, right now.
Where there was nothing in it, Father Mitchell brought me in and he asked me to sing the Ave Maria. And it was so awesome because since there was no carpet, no pews, anything, it was just all over the place.
I have loved seeing the evolution of the church.
Walking into the brand new church like that, the Mass is being said, it was just an indescribable joy. It's like, we did it, we're here. It's just so different from the gymnasium that we came from.
The new school opened up in the 50s, and we were so excited, because desks and the whole ambiance of being in our beautiful Catholic school at the time was just overwhelming sometimes, we loved it. Then Father Gordon had gotten, I think, 15 to begin with, Adrian Dominican nuns to come and teach. They were excellent teachers, very, very strict, so you were challenged, kind of. They were and we were. And between the nuns and lay teachers, we received an excellent education, excellent.
I loved going here, I really did. School was great, I had a lot of great friends.
My friendship with Jake, as far as this parish goes, we hit it off. He's been my best friend since 5th grade. It's such a blessing to go to this school and to just be a part of this great parish.
It's nice to have, a friendship rooted in the Catholic faith that St. Bridget has given us.
The school is phenomenal. Both Luke and Gracie go to the school, so we really like it.
I loved being the librarian at St. Bridget's. One of the biggest gifts of my life, other than my husband and my children, was being in that building.
I just feel like one of my favorite parts about St. Bridget's is just the priests that we have had.
The influx we have of the wonderful priests, they just keep coming.
We've been really lucky with a lot of good priests here.
They are shepherds. It's that's one thing we expect, I guess, want, and that's what's happened at St. Bridget's all these years.
And I think the priests we've had, I think they really connect to the youth, especially our age. I've seen them countless of times talking to people our age and inviting them into the amazing Catholic community we have here.
So when I got here, Monsignor Mitchell was here, and Father Dan, who's now Monsignor Deutsch, this was his first assignment. He had just been ordained.
And I think the message is authentic. It's true, and it really hits me here in the heart. When I listen to the various priests preach.
And I always like, well, when I'm able to hear the homilies, when I'm actually in the room,
Yeah.
I always am so drawn in with all the homilies, and I'm just like, oh, what are they gonna say next? They always catch us off guard. And, oh, that's so right. It's like you speaking to us
feel like you're
because we're
always-
going through
somebody's
something
always
that
speaking
day, and
to
like
us.
that's exactly what we needed to hear. It's just, it's so nice.
I feel like I confidently have at least 3 to 5 like amazing stories about each of the priests that we've had. My favorite memory of Father Olson is that when we were in middle school, it was Ugly Sweater Day for probably like Red Ribbon Week or something. And Father Olson was a huge Bears fan, and I'm a big Bears fan. So it was Ugly Sweater Week, and I wore my brother's Packers sweatshirt to school. And I just remember Father Olson like really getting a kick out of that. We had a good laugh about that in the hallway. So just all of those priests really have been a huge inspiration to my life and have helped me see the Catholic priesthood as, something beautiful, which is what it is.
My walk at St. Bridget's has given me gifts during times of hardship, during times of sadness. The community that comes around you at that time and just prays with you and loves you, and that's all of St. Bridget's. That's who St. Bridget's is. The Lord's always given back big to St. Bridget's.
And I came here, and this was the first church I visited, and to me, it was like, right away. I knew that this was the place for me. You find Christ here, for sure. You feel His presence here, for sure. And you have the message coming from the priest, for sure. And you have the community. That's one thing that I love, and that's what keeps me here.
I'm grateful that all of our spiritual needs have always been met at St. Bridget's. It's just been a wonderful parish to belong to. For that being, that's why I'm there. I need to grow spiritually, and you're helping me all along the way. So
There's also a lot to do with like the sacraments at St. Bridget's that we like. I feel personally that there's a lot of, not only is it warm and welcoming and there's a high sense of community there, but you still have a sense of the reverence and the piety with the Mass. We like going to the Eucharistic Adoration Chapel. I think that gives a lot of life and allows the parish to thrive and to supplement the Mass that is there. And I think that's probably a lot of the reason why St. Bridget's thrives so much.
Talking about relationships that I've built through St. Bridget, not knowing anybody in this community and coming here and raising my children, the people that we've met, my friendships, those people that are my village. I mean, it takes a village, and when you don't have your village, you have to build one. And I felt like I built that here, and my good girlfriends, those people that, I do a lot of things with here, they have been my rock in times when I've needed them. And when my family has needed them, because I don't have family here, so certainly this is my village.
The thing that keeps me going is coming back from college, and I come back and I feel at home. I just feel so loved and on fire for the truth, and that's what St. Bridget has offered me ever since I was a kid.
I think St. Bridget's has the diversity in it where the church allows for diversity. It doesn't leave a rigidness to it.
Knowing that I am welcomed here, you're accepted. All's welcome. Come on in. We're all gonna worship together, no matter who you are, how you look. That doesn't. You don't have any issues with that here. And that's one thing I do love, also.
But I really feel we have such a nice campus. We have something for everybody.
Big part was my mom, and when she was getting older, I took care of her a lot. Going to church was the most important thing. She gave that to me 1 hour a week. Out of all the hours of a week, why can't you give up 1 hour? And I never questioned. She instilled that in me, how important God is in your life and just the importance of being part of the church.
We didn't miss Mass at all. And I remember going to, every Friday night, going to St. Bridget's for the Stations Across Dreamland. And all through my life, I've felt that Christ has been with me.
You want to be joyful when you're searching for Christ, and you will find Christ here. To me, that's it right there. Don't be lukewarm. You don't want to be lukewarm when you're searching for the Lord. You want to be on fire for the Lord, and you will find that here for sure. I don't know if I can articulate that even more than that. Just you're looking for the Lord, Don't be lukewarm. You will find the Lord right here. That's for sure. And I found the Lord right here, coming back to the church.
St. Bridget's has been our second family in our hearts and in our minds, and wonderful parish to belong to.
I felt so at home here. And when we travel, we always enjoyed going to different churches, but we always compared it to home.
I think realizing this was our home was when I started having children, because it wasn't easy. I'd come in lugging car seats and kids and pinching them because they weren't behaving in mass, and you'd walk out and you'd see a friendly face or somebody would give you a hug, or they made you feel welcome. They absolutely made you feel welcome, and I think that's when it kind of felt like home.
I think just having a bunch of other big families in the same situations that we are. So it's nice to have people to relate to and have the same values.
One of the greatest gifts that St. Bridget has actually given me is the opportunity to be the middle school youth minister. I just am very grateful that I get to give back to the same ministry that gave me all of my gifts and graces as a high school student.
It's just family. There's no other way to say it. It's their family.
I don't think that St. Bridget's could give any more as far as Mo and I. We've got everything from that parish.
St. Bridget is one of the best parishes I've visited, and the fact I can call it home is amazing. And I've met so many great people within St. Bridget's, the priests, the community, everything. I love calling this place home, and I wouldn't want to call really any other parish home, because I feel like this is where I belong, and this is where God has put me, and yeah, it's amazing, this parish and what it's become.
I just can't put it in words.
I don't know where I would be if I didn't go to St. Bridget's. It has been so powerful in my life, and I know we should be looking at the Catholic Church itself, so no matter where I would go, I would be part of a Catholic church, but this is my home, and it will always be my home, and it's a huge, huge part of my life.